Hello, welcome to Gaming Fox. Today we take another peek at some of the features of the upcoming 2.0 update for the American Civil War game, Battle Cry of Freedom. The comprehensive update will be released on the 9th of March 2023, and introduce several long-awaited additions and a multitude of improvements to this historic first and third-person shooter by Flying Squirrel Entertainment. It is the highly anticipated and long-requested addition of horses to the game's 19th century battlefields that will undoubtedly have a huge impact, as the horses will allow a more mobile type of gameplay than was possible before. In the previous video we showcased the 2.0 artillery horses, and in this episode we will highlight the cavalry and the trusted mounts. You should keep in mind that all the in-game footage featured in this video comes straight from the 2.0 beta, so everything is subject to refinement and change. Selecting a soldier class that has access to horses will finally grant players the ability to perform swifter tactical maneuvers with their mounted officer, horse-drawn artillery and cavalry units. This time players can not only customize their character's uniform and accoutrements or choose the weapon loadouts they want to carry into battle. Using the new stables section in the profile, they are also able to select their preferred horse and saddle setup. Players can choose among 16 different horses in total, 8 for the Union and 8 for the Confederate side. The cavalrymen can be armed with an assortment of sabers, pistols, revolvers, carbines, rifles and shotguns. All of which can be used and fired from horseback, though weapon sway is more pronounced when mounted and makes hitting a target quite challenging, especially while riding at full speed. The reloading of one's gun on horseback is also possible, but only when the horse is at a complete standstill. That said, horses are quite mobile in their own rights, allowing not only a forward, backwards or turning but also a lateral movement, and can easily jump over obstacles such as fences, small boulders or ditches. Like their real-life counterparts, the mounted soldiers in-game might look quite formidable when attacking, but their horses can actually be killed quite easily. For example, a single, well-aimed shot will kill the horse and throw off the rider. It should be noted that, at least at the moment, the rider does not take any damage when his horse is killed and throws him off, no matter how fast the horse was going. Still, and regardless, any reckless, head-on charge against an infantry unit in battle line will end in disaster for the mounted troopers, and so it should, as those have become very rare during the Civil War. In many instances troopers fought dismounted, seizing and holding the ground until infantry arrived, filling gaps in the lines during battles, covering the retreat of infantry and artillery, or simply where the terrain conditions did not allow the use of horses. Traditionally the cavalry was considered the eyes of the army, tasked with keeping their commanders informed of the enemy's movements. At the same time they also screened their own army from reconnaissance attempts by the enemy, covered its flanks and disrupted enemy communication and supply lines. While it remains to be seen how players will choose to utilize the cavalry, when the 2.0 update goes live, the raiding ability of the mounted troopers will surely take a central role in gameplay. Due to the map sizes, currently capped at 800 by 800 meters, and the speed that cavalry can move about, spawn areas and supply points will need to be protected from enemy cavalry raids, while one's own troopers will aim to strike at those of the enemy. The same goes for the artillery and any future supply wagon trains that are added, which are all going to be highly vulnerable to cavalry attacks, especially if unprotected. As you will see in our next episode, some very effective obstacles to counter cavalry attacks and hinder their movements can be constructed by engineers, so stay tuned. As mentioned in our previous episode, we liked what we saw in the 2.0 update so far, despite still being a work in progress. Especially riding, and horse handling in general, feels just about right. By the same token, melee from horseback is not too easy, still requiring the player to control the horse and time the swing of the blade well. That's it for now. Thank you all for watching.